Hey, what's up, everybody? Solomon here. I hope you guys are all having a great day. We have gigantic news today coming out of Flare. We have gigantic news today coming out of Hedera Hashgraph. I'm not going to sugarcoat around this. These are both insanely large initiatives. I will say the first initiative is a long-awaited beginning of a release. And the second that we're going to see out of Hedera Hashgraph, actually really two, are monstrosities in this network. Hedera Hashgraph has made some very big moves today. We're going to talk about those really quick here in a second. But first, I wanted to say Songbird. Putting Songbird into flight. This was just literally within the past hour. Songbird is now launched, and the SGB token has been distributed to all addresses. Putting Songbird into flight. This document briefly describes the path that the network will take over the coming weeks and months. Now, there is going to be an observation mode. Songbird is currently in what we term observation mode. The Flare Time Series Oracle contracts will be deployed during observation mode, and the FTSO system will commence. It will begin. We have been waiting for this to begin for a while. Observation mode is intended to allow exchanges, FTSO data providers, and developers to deploy on the network in a safe manner, so you better believe we should be seeing some exchanges coming in the very near future. During this period, the network may be rolled back and or redeployed from Genesis. Succinctly, this means, number one, node peering within this network is achieved through the whitelist that I will link to you guys in this article. Flare reserves the right to roll back and or take down the network and restart from Genesis. Exchanges. This is a note to exchanges and probably to you as well. Flare is strongly advising not making Songbird available for sale or purchase during the observation mode. Unrestricted mode is going to inherently come directly after this. Once the state connector system and related validator system algorithm has been fully tested, the necessity to whitelist nodes will be removed. Songbird will then operate at the behest of the validators and previously specified token-derived governance functions, the latter of which is mediated through the Flare Foundation. Testing of the F-asset contracts, if already started, will continue. If not started, will start during this period and will, when deemed robust, become a core protocol of Songbird. This means there may be halts and or changes to the F-asset system during this test period. After sufficient testing of the F-asset contracts, Flare will be launched and Songbird will become the testing ground for governance-based changes to Flare. Songbird may diverge from this role at its own will through Songbird token governance. It's absolutely gigantic. The state connector, essentially, this observation mode really ends the 27th. Let's see how this goes. But the addresses have been deployed. And yeah, it's something we've all been waiting for. It's the first step. If you're not aware, Songbird is essentially the canary network to Flare networks. And the canary network, essentially, if you look at Polkadot, you look at Kusama within that Polkadot ecosystem. Kusama is essentially the testnet for Flare. So it's gigantic, and it's finally coming to fruition for all of us. And, you know, I have a huge gripe to pick with people that are literally garnering free assets from Flare networks, talking about timeframes. Would you rather them have a very inefficient network launched right away just to fulfill needs and then it fail? Or would you rather have systems of value being built within systems of testing value being built that enable us to potentially see this thing to fruition and see the real value propositions that are going to occur? Hedera Hashgraph is a monster. I've talked about them multiple times. Obviously, I love HBAR. I love Hedera. Hedera Governing Council, this was just announced today. Now, they had a big anniversary today, so I do want to say thank you very much so, and congratulations upon that anniversary. Hedera's Governing Council today announced they're going to allocate approximately $5 billion in HBAR to Independent Foundation, which is, as you will see here in a second, it's HBAR Foundation, and ecosystem development initiatives. The Hedera Governing Council, the group of diverse organizations responsible for stewarding the Hedera network, has announced the approval of a plan to allocate literally 10.7 billion HBAR, which is 20% of the total supply, which is currently worth about 5 billion USD, towards the development of the Hedera ecosystem. The resolution was approved at the July 14th Governing Council meeting at which time that value of the allocation was approximately $2 billion. Obviously, we've seen a rise in price in an asset with utilities such as HBAR. They earmarked 5.35 billion HBAR, worth 2.5 billion as of September 16th, to the HBAR Foundation. This HBAR Foundation to me is absolutely gigantic because it deals in grants, it deals in ecosystem development, it deals in all sorts of different things. And I wanted to give a gigantic shout out to Shane Higdon. He called me out on that anniversary YouTube video that Hedera did today. And dude, the amount that you would give me even a one mention of my name on that presentation is probably the most humbling thing that I've seen in this space in a very, very long time, because I have put a lot of work into researching Hedera Hashgraph and HBAR's utility as well. So I just wanted to say thank you and congratulations on your newly appointed role as CEO of the HBAR Foundation. I think that we are going to see amazing value propositions through that foundation, not only for HBAR, but ones that will impact the world as a whole, which I am certainly excited for. I will let you guys read a little bit more into this, and I wanted to touch base on this, which I think is just gigantic. Hedera Solidity, smart contracts bringing highest speed programmability to tokenization. I think this is gigantic. I know that the Hedera token service has been around, but introducing Solidity is immense, in my opinion. Hedera Hashgraph, the most used sustainable enterprise-grade public network for the decentralized economy, today announced an upgrade to its smart contract service, which will allow developers to harness the speed and scalability of the HTS, the Hedera token service, for fungible and non-fungible tokens with the flexibility of fast, low-fee, and industry-standard Solidity smart contracts. The upgrades will include integrating the Hyperledger Besu EVM, which is the Ethereum virtual machine, and a unique virtual Merkle data structure to more efficiently manage state changes on the Hedera network, as well as creating a new and highly performant database for data storage. These innovations enable new use cases that have been too slow and expensive to function well on existing smart contract-based platforms. Craziness across the board. I will say this. I will say pay attention to all the Flare network ecosystem developments. We do know that we are in observation mode right now. It's going to be very interesting to see how this all plays out over the course of September here. And again, I wanted to say it's very humbling to see the mention from Hedera Hashgraph. This HBAR Foundation, I believe this takes me to their website, is amazing. $5 billion as of a couple of months ago. What was it? 10.7 billion HBAR allocated. Building out economies with value propositions within this network, to me, is an insane opportunity for people. You can essentially apply for grants. You can apply to the foundation's tokenization and DeFi fund by just literally starting something on your own. I mean, come on, guys, like, ladies and gentlemen, like, we have been here for so long. We all have ideas. We all have these amazing ideas in this space. This is the opportunity to build. This is the opportunity to build upon a system that is certainly taking over the legacy system. Oh, I mean, this was gigantic. This was just huge news to me today. All you got to do is apply for funding, and that's pretty much it. You fill out a form, your submission gets reviewed, and then if it's obviously a decent project, your grant will be received. So congratulations to Hedera Hashgraph. The HBAR Foundation is going to do great things. This is gigantic. Bringing Solidity into the HTS essentially is maybe the biggest news that I saw today, because we know that Songbird is going to be launched as the test net for Flare, and there's going to be some really interesting value propositions built on Songbird as well. And I would not take Songbird for granted, just because of the fact that some of the newest and most interesting protocols before they filter themselves through into the Flare network will certainly be built on Songbird first. And this is step one. And we are all here together, and I'm just so glad to be a part of this community. We're starting to finally see the fruition of some of these things that we've known for years. I love all of you guys, and we will touch base as soon as I make another video. All right, bye.